Chicago Bulls have made a couple of more deals, with one of them being Coby White. We'll talk about it right after this. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome back to another episode of A Whole Lot of Ball. I'm Troy. Follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Troy. But more importantly, please follow the show at A Whole Lot of Ball. So let's get into it. An end of an era of sorts in Chicago. The Bulls have after bringing in Jaden Ivey and Anfernee Simons, it seemed inevitable. And it has happened. The Chicago Bulls have traded Coby White, the last remaining player from the Garpax era, along with Mike Conley Jr., who we acquired yesterday in that separate trade, to the Charlotte Hornets, and we get back Collin Sexton, Ousmane Dieng, however you pronounce his name, and 3 second-round picks. This is not like the Bulls were rumored to be talking in serious talks with the Houston Rockets about Coby White, and apparently the Rockets were offering Dorian Finney-Smith and draft conversation, whereas the Bulls were asking for either Tari Eason or Jabari Smith Jr. Hey, if the good coach, that's good there from a tourist kind of Chavis. Houston lowballing you with one offer, you're trying to come higher from the other end. Obviously we know that a tourist kind of Chavis has a type of player he likes. And it says, those long athletic players. And Jabari Smith and Tari Eason would have been exactly that. So to turn around and trade Coby to the Charlotte Hornets for Sexton and Dieng and 3 second-round picks is a bit head-scratching. Now, I know a lot of Bulls fans, well, surely they could have gotten a first-round pick for Coby White. I'm sure if someone out there was offering a first-round pick for Coby, they would have got it done. But maybe it seems like this was, based on what was being offered, maybe the best deal available for the Chicago Bulls. Now, in saying that, word has come out since that the Bulls are expected. Obviously, they're not done, and Collin Sexton is going to be a player that they will look to move on in another deal before the deadline comes up, which at time of recording, I think we're about 9.5 hours away from the trade deadline. So 3 p.m. Eastern time, like New York time, that's 6:30 a.m. here in Adelaide. So again, up nice and early tomorrow morning for some trade deadline chaos. And we should see what the Bulls happen now. The Bulls, apart from Collin Sexton, the reports is still potentially on the move. So is Anfernee Simons, and there's still talk about there of potentially Ayo Dosunmu being on the move. I'm sorry if I'm Chicago. I'm looking to move Simons. Excuse me, long day. I'm looking to move Anfernee Simons and Collin Sexton, and we've got to get. Obviously now we all know that the deadline hasn't passed yet. This is not the final product, but clearly we need to get some big guys in here. We don't actually have a true center on the roster at the moment at whatsoever. Vucevic is gone. Zach Collins is out injured. Jalen Smith is really a 4, but he can play the 5, but he's a 4. And you bring in Ousmane Dieng, who's like 6'9", but another like 22-year-old project player. Yeah, maybe he might get some run here in this second half of the season with the Bulls, assuming the Bulls keep him. So it'd be very interesting. But yeah, the Bulls do need to add some more size. So but overall, this deal in a vacuum, eh? But remains to be seen what else is going to come from moving on, like Collin Sexton in another trade. Does he get paired up in a deal with Anthony Simons? So Kobe White, again, as I mentioned at the top there, the longest tenured Bull, the last remaining player from the Garpex era. He is now gone. So guess who is now the longest tenured Bull? Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams. But hey, who knows? Maybe Arturas Karnisovas can pull off one miracle trade and get Pat P. Will off the books. Because come on, AK, fingers crossed. Okay, I know it's not happening. I know. Just hey, let us hope and dream that AK can pull off some sort of miracle out of his ass and get P. Will out of town. But yeah, this definitely signifies the Bulls are definitely going in a whole other direction now. Are they going for the full blown tank? Remains to be seen. We can talk about that after the deadline has passed and what the final roster looks like after the trade deadline. Now, with that being said, the Bulls also did make one smaller deal later in the afternoon as well. About quarter to 4 p.m. my time here in Adelaide. Chicago Bulls traded Dalen Terry to the New York Knicks for Guerschon Yabusele, another Frenchman. Now probably he's going to be most remembered for making LeBron James look like a bitch in the Paris Olympics when he dunked all over LeBron. Anyone who makes LeBron James look like a bitch, I am a fan of. So, welcome to the Chicago Bulls, Guerschon Yabusele. Hope to see more LeBron posters. Assuming you stay in Chicago, reports are that he probably is staying with the Bulls. Um, this is a deal. I know now. I know there's some fans out there going, "Well, Yabusele's got a contract for next season. AK's digging into his cap space for next season." Well, let's have a look at his contract. Let me again. This is shit. I should be pulling up. But hey, I think of this on the fly as I'm recording. Um, Okay, I don't think the deal. No, the deal has not been actually officially done yet with Fanspo. So let me just pull up the New York Fuckerbockers. So he has another year remaining on his contract after this year and $5.5 million. The Bulls are projected to have something crazy like $93 million in cap space. Are you really gonna fucking bitch and moan about $5.5 million? Oh, but the Bulls could do something with that. Come on, be serious. It's $5.5 million. It's not breaking the bank. We're not gonna lose on some high prize free agent by $5.5 million cut into $90 million plus worth of salary cap space. Not happening. So Jill. And Ousmane Dieng as well is another expiring contract, $6.6 million. But also, we all know Coby was as well. You know, looking at the book so far, we have, now based on the roster as it stands right now, you have Anthony Simons coming off the books at 27.6 million. Collin Sexton coming off at just under 19 million. Zach Collins just 18 million coming off. Jaden Ivey, $10 million coming off, but restricted free agent. Ayo Dosunmu, $7.5 million. Dieng at $6.6 million. Uh, almost said Dalen Terry, but hey, he's been traded. So there's a lot of money coming off the books for the Chicago Bulls. $5.5 million is not going to break the bank. All right, so calm down. Don't you get your knickers in a knot. It's all good. I like this trade for the Bulls. Look, I I can't lie. As much as I would root for the kid and want him to succeed, I'm sorry. It's just Dalen Terry just didn't do it for me, and he was one of AK's biggest mistakes. You had Walker Kessler right there, and you picked Dalen Terry. I still remember where I was when I was at work taking a quick break because I knew the Bulls draft pick was coming up. Waiting for that pick to come through as I'm refreshing, and he comes up the Bulls with the number 18 pick, select Dalen Terry, and my first reaction was, "Who the fuck is Dalen Terry?" And I'm sorry, he just hasn't lived up to any hope of potential that he may have. He does work his ass off. I'll give him credit that like, I'll give him that much credit. He does work hard, but he's just not good. So where's Guerschon Yabusele? He's gonna bring in some much needed toughness. The Bulls talk about being tough. Well, he will bring some toughness. Assume if he does stick around, he's probably going to get some minutes. But again, we'll see how the roster shapes up once the deadline is passed. So that's going to do it for tonight. Just want to bring a quick video. Thank you, Coby White. Um, unfortunately, it didn't work. Just end up did not working out here. I know Coby had his inconsistencies. I've spoken about it a number of times. I'm not the only person that's spoken about Kobe's inconsistencies. But hey, that's not to say that we didn't love Coby White here in Chicago. We were all rooting for him. We wanted him to succeed here. Hey, I'm a North Carolina fan, so I had that extra tie to Coby White being with North Carolina. Um, but hey, it is what it is. He gets to go home to North Carolina. He goes home to Charlotte, even though Charlotte is technically not his home, but his home state city. And yeah, I wish Coby nothing but the best in Charlotte. I hope he goes and kills it. I've even said that to Will White, Kobe's brother, in DMs. So Coby, go killing in Charlotte. Go chase that playoff spot because that Charlotte Hornets team right now is absolutely cooking. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Watch what happens with the Charlotte Hornets. Like, they've got a number of guards in there with Nipple killing it and Brad Miller and all that. Do they need to really keep LaMelo Ball? I mean, I now that you brought in Coby White, I'd almost look to trade LaMelo Ball, but hey, that's the Charlotte Hornets problem. All right, guys. So don't forget, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Troy. Follow the show at Whole Lot of Bull. Drop some comments down below what you think about this Coby White trade and the Dalen Terry trade. Are you happy about these deals? Are you pissed? Let me know down below. So obviously the Bulls play a game tomorrow night. We're probably going to be very short-handed. Don't even remember who they're playing, and honestly, don't give two fucks about this game. I think it's the Toronto Raptors. I'm more worried about what this team looks like post trade deadline. So until tomorrow night, when I bring another video, see red, go Bulls.